Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. We spent 6 months remodeling our kitchen and dining area from two narrow divided spaces that lacked flow, space, and sunlight to an open Eden style kitchen that truly has made it the heart of the home. And after 5 months of living with and using our kitchen, here are the top 10 best things that we incorporated into our kitchen remodel that totally transformed the way that it feels, functions, and flows with the rest of our home. Number one is we decided not to put an island into our kitchen like the majority of contemporary homes have today. Instead, we have an Eden style kitchen with a dining room table in the center. And that was really for a couple of reasons. The first reason being we lacked the space in the rest of our house. So we didn't have another room or another area to actually create a formal dining room or even a place to eat, like a breakfast nook or a breakfast area. Since we tore down the wall between the old divided kitchen and dining area, making it one large open room, it was either incorporate a dining room somehow or not have one in our home at all. So that really wasn't an option for us. I didn't want the only seating in the kitchen or this area to be high top seating along the edge of a bar. Our home was also built in the 1930s, and kitchen islands didn't really become popularized or really come about until designs of the 1950s. So it wasn't true to the home's original design or direction and what you would see at that time. But by not having the island, we were going to use all of the storage and the countertop space that it offered in the room. So we needed to make sure that we optimized the storage and the countertop space around the perimeter of the kitchen to give us that so that we weren't lacking in those areas. And after 5 months of living with this kitchen and using this dining room table, it was the best decision that we made. We have every meal at the kitchen table. We have a high chair for our baby that goes at the end so we can all dine together. We even use it as additional countertop space, like when we're bringing in groceries, we just put them on the table and we can put them away. Hands down, one of the best decisions that we made in the kitchen so far. The second is high ceilings. Our kitchen before, it was like added to over time. It was wonky with like different ceiling heights and fur downs and beams. And ceiling heights greatly affect the way that a space feels. And when they're too low, it can almost make you feel like you want to get out of the room quickly and not spend much time in there. And that's not what we wanted for the space. And that's how we felt in the kitchen before we remodeled it. There was an attic space above our kitchen. And so after meeting with a structural engineer, we knew that we could vault the ceilings to get the highest height possible in this space. So we chose to do a vaulted cathedral look with exposed beams. So the style really flowed with the rest of the house. We had that same look in our front entryway and living room. So I wanted to carry the design into the kitchen as well. So the spaces really felt like they flowed together and it looked like the same house. The span in the center is flat, so we were able to run our AC duct, electrical wires, so the room really functioned. It made the space feel grand and open without having 12, 13, 14, 15 foot ceilings. In the center, it's only 10 foot. So we were really able to make it feel the biggest possible and the most open, which I love. The third are skylights. We decided to add skylights into the space because one, love natural light. I would opt to have natural light over artificial light to light a space. So I wanted to take advantage of all of the structural work that we were changing and doing to actually flood this room with natural light. Our home also is surrounded very closely by lots and lots of green and lots of trees. So we actually lack a lot of sunlight throughout our house. So something we have throughout the other rooms already are skylights. So it was a must for us to have skylights in this space to really bring in as much sunlight as possible throughout the day. Now, obviously raising ceilings and adding skylights, it's a very structural change in your remodel. So if you're opening up the walls and you have the opportunity to add those things in, fantastic. It will greatly change the way a space feels. Number 4 is designing for flow and the way that we live. So before we remodeled, we really paid attention to the kitchen and how we used it, how we functioned, what our problems were. So as we would be cooking or doing something, I would take note of like, oh, this would be so much better if this was this way, or I really don't like this about our current design. So that when we went into actually working on the remodel and designing our new kitchen, we could fix those issues and make it better in terms of the way that we live. So one thing that I really struggled with is feeling so compartmentalized and away from the rest of the house while we were cooking or hosting. Because we don't have an open concept home, you can feel like you're in a room all by yourself. We had a few family parties here at the house, and I noticed that. And I noticed that when people were in the kitchen, they were in the kitchen. When they were in the living room, they were in the living room. And when they were outside, they were outside. No one really felt like they were all at the same party together. So what I didn't want to change was open up the kitchen to the living area. That was not going to happen. But what I could change is the flow from inside and outside, because I really wanted this indoor-outdoor living experience. So these two doors actually used to be two windows. Priority for me was having these beautiful French doors that opened up to our pool area. We had a summer party here, and I opened the doors, and there was this amazing flow from family that was swimming in the pool or lounging by the pool, and the girls, you know, like chatting at the table, and I was doing dishes, and Romeo was picking some things up. So it was like we all felt really included in the space and all felt like we were part of the same party. And I knew in that moment that we made a great decision by rethinking the way that the space flowed. So these doors are actually custom, and I designed them to look and be inspired by the windows of the original house so that everything flowed really well together. Number 5 is making and picking your statements. So I wanted to have really clear statement pieces in the space, and I wanted to hide other things in a kitchen that usually make a statement that I didn't want really to have a predominant moment in the design of our kitchen. So I wanted one appliance on display, and that was going to be our beautiful oven because she's very pretty. I loved the black with the brass and stainless steel hardware, all of like the mixed metals. I also wanted to carry that statement up the wall and onto the hood. I custom sketched this hood exactly the way that I wanted it for over the oven, and also added the stone that goes up the wall with our pot filler. It's kind of like the icing on top, or the jewelry on top of this area. So since this was our standout statement moment, I wanted to hide other things, like our refrigerator. Our refrigerator is panel ready, so we were able to put cabinet doors on the fronts of them, the refrigerator and the freezer, so it blended in with the cabinetry, and I absolutely love it. It's hidden, but here, because I never really loved standout refrigerators. I've never really loved a huge stainless steel block in a kitchen. It's just a personal design preference. This to me is just stunning and classy. Another thing that I wanted to camouflage or hide was our dishwasher. Now, we had two options. We could either go with something black that just disappeared that matched our oven, or we could have also done it panel ready, so it would have actually looked like the refrigerator as well. Both ideas I loved. We opted to have this dishwasher in a black that kind of just disappeared with the space. And I would rather not have a microwave than see it. So we hid it in the pantry. So this is our standing pantry. We don't have a walk-in pantry. We just utilized the space the best that we could, and we put the microwave and our toaster oven on a pull-out. There's a plug in here, they're operational, we can pull them out, use them, and slide it back in, and you never see them. Also, something that we hid that's also kind of pretty in its own right is our coffee bar. So we designed this coffee bar, and I decorated it by putting art and all little things with our cups. We wanted a designated place for a coffee bar, and I also continued the stone of our countertops underneath, so it was super easy to clean underneath, and it was like very, very functional. So you can tell by having one statement piece, it really gives your eye and your attention to one thing in the space, and it creates a very calming environment. So your eye isn't constantly pulled in different directions with so many things to look at. So picking and choosing what you're highlighting and what you're hiding. Number 6 is opting for large, oversized drawers instead of cabinets. This will provide you with so much organization I can't even express. So we opted for these huge drawers, and even my contractor was like, those are big drawers. I'm like, I know. Yes, trust me. I was able to create custom dividers in these drawers as well, so that it created the most optimal organization possible. And you don't get the same options for organization when you put cabinet doors on the bottom of your kitchen. And number 7 is drawer organization. So not only do I recommend doing drawers over cabinets on the bottom of your kitchen, but I also recommend having an amazing organization system. So I was able to organize all of these drawers with a simple DIY using plywood. I was able to create dividers and get everything in their proper place. Over the last 5 months, it has been amazing. And we are able to fit so much into these drawers and keep everything in the kitchen really organized, even for pantry items and snacks. Also, I have a DIY project that I did for my spices, and I mean, look how organized this drawer is. And living with the kitchen with this amount of organization has been incredible. So if you love a good organization, this was a super easy DIY and a definite must for your drawers. And number 8 is paying attention to the small details. I'm big for the little details. I feel like they make a space really come to life, and they add that extra layer on top to pull your design together. And this is totally dependent on what your style is. I love trim. I love things, that I can add in to make a piece more special. So that's exactly what I did in this kitchen. So for our backsplash, we could have just left it square and put it on the wall and called it a day. But no, of course, I wanted there to be a little something extra. So I sketched this curve and had the countertop guys actually carve it into the stone and shape it, and then also add an OG edge to it. So it created more of a bevel. It just adds the most subtle movement to the backsplash that I love. Hardware is also a small detail that really impacts a kitchen in a big way. And the hardware that I picked for this kitchen is a combination of pieces that I thrifted at flea markets and also new pieces. So I brought them together to make one collection for our kitchen. And what they all have in common is they're all incredibly intricate. Each one needed to have heavy detail for me. So I've got these handles in a mix of sizes for the kitchen depending on the cabinet they were going on. Like you can see them in a larger version for the refrigerator because we needed them much more heavy. I also have these small round ones that I found at the flea market actually for $1 a piece that were beautiful and brass, and I wanted to incorporate them on the upper cabinets and the drawers. And for the big drawers, I wanted something more substantial, and I loved like a cup handle that you actually scoop your hand underneath and pull out. So I found these beautiful brass ones online. They're new. They have so much detail, and they looked just like an inspiration hardware piece that I had that was vintage that I couldn't find more of, but these are new. So we were able to have enough for the whole kitchen. I really wanted the cabinets to feel like pieces of furniture. So I designed a cabinet foot to go on the bottom of all of the cabinets. I wanted it to have more scoop and more detail and not just be like a straight leg. I wanted it to offer something different, and a similar shape and curve that we did on the backsplash as well to tie the looks together. Adding this sweet little light that's vintage inspired over the sink totally changed this space and filled it out more, even with it just being a small petite light. Love that detail. Wood trim on cabinetry is also a great way to add some detail. So we were putting crown molding on all of the cabinets. That was a must for me. But a happy mess up was also adding this bottom trim to all of the cabinetry as well, which is exactly what the cabinets really needed in the end. So everything happens for a reason. We needed to cover the strip plugs that I added underneath the cabinets, and we needed to drop the cabinetry down a little bit. So we added this trim that's a piece of the crown molding. So it really capped the cabinets having the crown and the trim underneath. Number 9 is adding a water dispenser, filtered water into our kitchen. I was so excited for this. No more lugging waters, into the house, like those big gallons that we were having to buy. We weren't creating more waste by having the jugs that we needed to recycle, and we have fresh water that's filtered directly in our kitchen whenever we want. So it's all hooked up underneath and it's filtered. Best investment. So even if you aren't completely remodeling your kitchen, you can still add a water dispenser to your home. Number 10 is mixing old and new, and this is something that I do in every room makeover, every remodel. I always like to take something that's vintage antique and reimagine it into the space, or take something that was original to the home and incorporate it in some way. We can't always use everything that's vintage and antique, and sometimes you have to get something new. Like all of our cabinetry is new because our old cabinetry was much more dilapidated and it just wasn't able to be saved and salvaged. Old pieces that we could bring in make the space really special, and it adds a different look and it adds so much character for me. I also scoured flea markets and online for vintage furniture and lighting that I could bring into this space. And I found this beautiful French trestle dining room table for the space. It was out of an estate in Santa Barbara, but it's originally from France and it's in great condition. It's definitely been refinished. And also the beautiful crystal chandelier that is so stunning in this space. It has over 150 crystals hanging on it. All the wiring had been restored, and this one's from the 1940s. So incorporating those pieces mixed in with everything else really makes the space really, really special. So if you're gonna be remodeling your kitchen soon, or you're just looking to make some upgrades to your existing kitchen, like maybe painting your cabinetry and updating your hardware, or adding a water dispenser, bringing in a new style, I hope this video gave you some inspiration and it kind of guides you in the right direction. So this is now my second kitchen that I've completely remodeled and built myself or designed myself. And the kitchen at our cottage is 90% done. There's still a few things that I need to do in that kitchen, and maybe I'm taking a few ideas from this kitchen back. So stay tuned because we are headed back to finish the cottage this year. Very exciting renovation content coming up as we finish that cottage and do even more makeovers and new things, build new things here at our home. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.